Subscribe to Whispers Hour for a chilling horror story every week. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Mirrors are said to reflect our true selves. But what if they revealed something far darker? Across cultures, mirrors have long been surrounded by superstitions. Portals to parallel worlds, gateways to the unknown. But what happens when those worlds refuse to let you leave? This is the story of Elara, a young journalist living in Melbourne, Australia, a city known for its vibrant culture and hidden mysteries. Elara had always dreamed of making it big in journalism, and when her investigative piece on urban legends went viral, she finally moved into a sleek, modern apartment overlooking the Yarra River. A perfectionist by nature, Elara decided to design the interior herself. One afternoon, she went shopping with her best friend Liam. After hours of scouring stores, they were exhausted and heading back when Elara spotted something unusual on the sidewalk. An antique mirror resting against a crumbling brick wall, guarded by an old woman who seemed out of place. Intrigued, Elara approached the mirror. As soon as she stood before it, the old woman screamed, a guttural, panicked cry, and fled without explanation. Liam watched in confusion, but Elara was mesmerized. The mirror wasn't ordinary. Its ornate frame was carved with intricate patterns, as though crafted for royalty. She stepped closer, gazing at her reflection. Her face lit up with admiration. "Elara!" Liam called, snapping his fingers to pull her attention away. But Elara didn't respond. She muttered under her breath, criticizing her own appearance, completely entranced. Before Liam could protest, Elara hoisted the heavy mirror and declared, "This belongs in my apartment." Back home, Elara placed the mirror in her living room. Every glance filled her with satisfaction. It felt like the missing piece of her perfect life. But perfection has a price. The next morning, after her shower, Elara found herself staring into the mirror again. Hours passed unnoticed. Her phone rang, startling her. Glancing at the screen, she gasped. It was already 3 hours later. How had time slipped away so quickly? Days turned into weeks. Elara grew obsessed. She stopped going out, spending hours each day sitting in front of the mirror, lost in her reflection. Concerned, Liam invited her for coffee. Reluctantly, Elara agreed. At the cafe, Liam noticed something alarming. Elara looked different. Wrinkles creased her once youthful face, and streaks of gray marred her dark hair. He hesitated to mention it, but Elara caught sight of herself in her phone's camera. Horrified, she made an excuse and rushed home. Standing before the mirror again, relief washed over her. In its surface, she saw the same radiant, youthful woman she'd always known. Yet unease lingered. That night, as she gazed into the glass, dizziness overtook her. She collapsed into a deep sleep. She awoke to a blood-curdling scream, echoing from within the mirror itself. Drawn by an inexplicable force, Elara staggered toward it, clutching her aching waist. As she reached out, the world shifted. Suddenly, she was no longer in her apartment, but trapped inside the mirror. Panic set in as Elara realized she wasn't alone. Another version of herself stared back from outside the mirror, wide-eyed and terrified. It was her real self, now aged beyond recognition. Desperate, Elara pounded on the glass, screaming for help. But no sound escaped. Her older self grabbed a vase and shattered the mirror. Shards scattered across the floor. Breathing heavily, she looked down at the fragments and froze. Reflected in the broken pieces was not her familiar face, but that of an elderly woman. Blurry letters on her phone confirmed her worst fear. She was aging rapidly. When she turned back to the wall, the mirror was intact again. This time, her younger self stood inside weeping silently. Elara tried to break free, but the mirror held her captive. 3 days later, Liam returned to Elara's apartment with the police. The place was empty, no trace of Elara or the mirror. To this day, rumors persist of an old woman wandering Melbourne's shadowy alleys. clutching a small handheld mirror, whispering to her reflection. What lies beyond the glass? Is it beauty or a curse? If you enjoyed this haunting tale, subscribe to Whispers Hour for more thrilling stories every week. Don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you dare look into the mirror of shadows?